I've definitely never done something like this before. And there's a dog barking. I'll wait for the dog to finish barking. So I thought I'd choose somewhere that has a bit of a neutral ground because I will be covering a bit of a controversial topic today. I'll let you know straight off the bat that this is, at the end of the day, it is subjective, I guess, and it is just my opinion. But this is something I do feel quite strongly about, so I'm not going to pretend like I don't want to convince you, I guess. But we'll just see how this pans out. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. Doctor Who is no stranger to controversy. There is a whole host of questionable production. Bro, that dog. There's a whole host of questionable production choices, not just in the classic Who, but also in the revived series. Now, I'm in no position to speak on the behalf of everyone watching this video, but I sure hope that we can agree that misrepresentation is one of the most problematic and most prominent things in film and TV. I mean, not too long ago, many pieces of media were struck off of whole streaming platforms for just this reason, but many of them do still fall through the cracks. In comes the Talons of Weng Chiang. Now, the argument for this serial has always been, well, the story's still great, or just focus on the story, or it's just a product of its time. Now, the latter I get, not completely, but I can see where it comes from. At least it's aware that times have changed and things aren't, or at least we hope not, as bad as they used to be. And there's obviously been massive strides forward for this type of thing. But to forget about it completely would be out of the picture. I watched this episode for the first and only time probably about 5 years ago, and I've never looked back. Whether or not this story is one of the best of Doctor Who's entire history is not something that I'm talking about or debating here. But I do have a problem with the way that people dismiss the racism, and a term I hate to use because it itself is problematic, yellowface. Some of the characters show racist attitudes towards the Chinese characters, something which the Doctor doesn't even seem to challenge in any way. And there's simply a whole host of offensive and outright just disgusting stereotyping. The pros of this story, in my opinion, do not outweigh the problems here. However, I'm not here to tell you what you can or can't like or watch. I just hope for the people that do enjoy the story for what it is, I hope you really consider what this story actually means. I mean, I struggle to watch modern episodes now that have John Barrowman or Noel Clarke in them for obvious reasons, but I can in some way still enjoy those episodes like I always have. But I will never make an excuse for those aspects, even if there was no offensive material in the actual media itself. Obviously, I'm not going to be monetizing this video because if I did, that would just be adding to the problem, and then at the end of the day just benefiting off the misfortune of others. If there's one thing I want from this video, it's just to raise awareness of this sort of thing, and that's really all I'm hoping for. But again, I'm not trying to push any agendas on anyone watching this video. And to the Whovians who think that their show is impenetrable from this sort of thing, just look at the Daleks' Master Plan, the Ark, Marco Polo, The Tomb of the Cybermen, The Evil of the Daleks, The Twin Dilemma, Vengeance on Varos. Just a small handful of popular stories that in some way or another have some kind of problematic aspect. And this isn't even mentioning the elephant in the room, which is mostly all of the female companions. I don't think mostly all makes sense, but I've said it now. I still love Doctor Who, but it would be somewhat ignorant of me to pretend like this is okay. I've never owned Talons on DVD, but obviously at some point I will get the season 4 collection Blu-ray. And honestly, I'll probably give it a watch. Maybe my perception is exaggerated, but I highly doubt that. I'm quite interested to see what the special features are, but I just couldn't in good conscience spend money on Talons itself on its own. And like, imagine if they decided to release the stories individually on Blu-rays, kind of like what they're doing for the animations. I think if they genuinely did release Talons on Blu-ray on its own, I think first off, I think there'd be quite a lot of controversies behind that, kind of like with the Fixed with Sontarans at the moment. But I expect when we see what that is, I'm sure they will have done something with the Fixed with Sontarans. I hope. We all hope, right? If they had gone down the single individual Blu-ray releases for these episodes, then I can't say I would have bought Talons. So yeah, I definitely didn't think I'd be making a video like this, but I just don't see it spoken about enough. I wholly expect to lose subscribers making this video, which would be quite funny because if I go down below 1,000, then I won't be able to monetize this video, even if I wanted to. But if you think that will fix things, by all means go for it. I'm not here to put a barrier up for anyone's opinions that they have. I'll try pick up the mood for the next video. Hopefully the next one is the one that I've been talking about since I think December. Honestly, I've just been really busy. It is animation related, but it's not missing episode related. So have a guess in the comments what you think that might be. Till then, be nice to each other, especially in the comments of this video. Listen to each other, understand each other, think about what I've just been saying. I'm Sam, and I'll see you next time.